It's Sunday morning, and I have a message. And today's message comes from the book of Numbers, chapters 22 to 24. And we also hop ahead to Joshua chapter 13, verse 22. Now, I'm not reading none of this because that's a lot of reading, but I ask you to go back and read this for yourself. It's an awesome story. Let me get some light on this situation. It's an awesome story. So our story starts with Lot because Moab was the son of Lot. Now Balak was the king of Moab. So the Moabites and the Israelites were cousins, right? Because Lot and Isaac were cousins. Abraham, Isaac were cousins, right? They're all related, and the Ammonites, right? Because that was Lot's other son. So here they are, they're cousins. The Israelites come through, and they're like, nah, we're not letting them come through. Matter of fact, we're going to curse them. So Balak, who was the king of Moab, says to Balaam, now Balaam was a seer and a diviner. He didn't follow the Most High God, but when you dabble in the supernatural, oh, you get the supernatural. So uh, Balak, the king of Moab, does this big elaborate sacrifice, and they sacrificed all these animals, and um, Balaam is supposed to be cursing them. Now God had already told him, you ain't cursing my people. But he tries anyway. um, and guess what? A blessing came out. He does it again. Big elaborate sacrifices, curses come out. And so he's like going to Balak and he's like, look, I can only say what the Lord tells me to say. Like, I can't curse his people. So Balak is like, look, we're going to go to the mountains and we're going to the biggest sacrifice ever to Baal, and I want you to curse these people. So, and I'm going to give you this amount of money. Now, that money was sounding good to Balaam. And so he goes. And so he's going up this mountain, and his donkey just stops. And he's beating his donkey, and the donkey talks to him and says, look, don't be beating on me. Like, I've been a good donkey. Don't be beating on me. There's a reason I stopped. Look. And Balaam's eyes were opened, and he saw an angel there and said, don't be trying to curse God's people. Now, Balak is mad. Balaam is mad because there's money sitting on the table. But he goes to Balak and he says, look, I can't curse these people. I could take your money and we could do this over and over. I can't curse them. But check it. You pay me, I'll tell you how to make them curse themselves. And so, family, it's the same thing that the enemy uses. It's the same plan. Now, for them, it was like send Moabite women into the camp and, you know, get them partying and drinking and, yeah, then, having sex outside of marriage. And once they start sinning, they'll just keep sinning and they'll curse themselves and they'll worship other gods. And so one of the guys in the camp actually like brought a chick in the camp and was like laid up with her. I don't know if he married her or not, but like that was his woman. And they were like turning the children of Israel astray. And God was like, oh no. So they called him out. And God struck him down, him and his woman, right there. And every Israelite that bent their knee to another God, all of them went to. Like, God was not playing. He was not playing. Well, now we move into Joshua and we find out that, oh, Balaam was successful in getting the children of Israel to curse themselves, but here he goes with the Midianites trying the same old game, and the Israelites took him out with the sword. So, family, I love that story of Balaam. We, the enemy can't do anything to us, but he can cause us to do it for ourselves, right? Like, we can be tempted, but he can't make us have sex outside of marriage, right? He can't make us do drugs and alcohol. He can't make us sin, but he can put the temptation there for us to sin, right? He can send them old moabite chicks in and tempt us to sin. And so that's all the enemy can do, is tempt us to sin. But Jesus said we will always have a way out. That there is never anything so great that the enemy can bring to us that he can't help us find a way out. We don't have to sin. And so, but for the rest of the time that we are on this earth in these earth suits, we're going to be tempted. And it's how we react to the temptation. He can only put the temptation there. He can't make us do it. Just like Balaam couldn't curse the people, the enemy can't curse us. He can only put the temptation there. God says that in the book of Revelation, that there will be things that walk on this earth that will stop the hearts of men. That's our fear. That it would be our fear that would stop our hearts from beating, because we had fear. Well, God didn't give us a spirit of fear. Right? That's us falling into our emotions and getting afraid. God did not give us that spirit. But in order to fight that spirit, we need Him. They can only put the scary stuff up there, they can't do nothing to us. It's us, right? Our hearts will fail us. So, Christians, stay prayed up. Keep your eye on Jesus. Things are going to be happening, and it's going to be like, oh, how are we going to get through this? God's going to get us through this. Yeah, God is going to get us through it, through all of this. Whatever is ahead, He already knows, He already has a plan. And so let's stay out of God's way. We keep our eye on Him, and we not let those things over here happening and these things over here to get us tempted and cursed to mess up, right? We keep our eye on Jesus. And that's how we're going to get through everything. We're not going to be tempted to be afraid. We're not going to be tempted to run out in the streets. Crazy. We're not going to do it. We're going to keep our eye on Jesus. And so, family, remember, like, we can't be cursed. We can only cause ourselves to be cursed. And that's if we're living holy. Now, if you're not living holy, you can't be. Yes, you can. But if you're living a holy life, you can't be cursed. They can only cause you to curse yourself. And we're not doing that. All right. Well, join us again next time when Innis Will Ministries International presents It's Sunday Morning. Until then, bye.